Economy inflation is a process involving the price increase of different products being sold around the country. This process decreases the value of currency and can be created in a multitude of methods.
Oh, but Chase, what's an economy?
An economy, or the economy, is made up of people buying and selling everyday items from this to this. The economy is also made up from things called stocks. Stocks are investments into business and company profits. People can buy stocks and have a shot at earning back what they invested into the stock and possibly more, depending on how well said company/business does. Now, back to economy inflation. There are two causes for tax inflation/economy inflation: demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. This is Bob. Bob owns a phone service store called B-Mobile. Now, Bob has received an order of 40 iPhone 35 Plus Maxes. Now, due to past instances, Bob knows that there are definitely going to be more than 40 customers wanting one of these iPhone 35 Plus Maxes. So, Bob is either forced to raise the prices of these iPhone 35 Plus Maxes so it will have stock left over and make sure that only the high demand will get one of these iPhone 35 Plus Maxes. Or he can just sell out and not have any more iPhone 35 Plus Maxes. Now, what should he do? Alright, so on the first hand, Bob has the option to raise his prices to be able to keep some stock and only provide for the higher demand, e.g. eBay scalpers and rich business dudes. Now, on the other hand, Bob has the option to completely sell out and not raise his prices at all. So, if Bob raises his prices, he will not only probably make more money, but he will also be able to have stock left over for when the phone becomes less popular and there's less demand. But if he sells out completely, he will make less money and no longer have stock of the phone for when the demand dies down.
Oh, well, I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's like he should probably raise the prices, right? I mean, it's obvious because he has stock.
See, now this is where the economy inflation part comes in. And as obvious as it would seem, that's not the right answer.
Oh, yeah, okay, but why?
Now, the reason this isn't a good option for Bob is because it takes fairly long for prices to decrease when events in producing like this happen, meaning money in Bob's store is going to be worth less. Now, this doesn't mean Bob should go for the other option, since it doesn't really help his business, but not raising his prices isn't necessarily a good way to go either. This right here is Joe. Joe owns an awkward-shaped hat factory that has been running for quite a while. These are the hats that Joe here makes, and these hats, they use fabric and some string. The fabric and string that Joe uses to make these hats have gone up in price significantly due to COVID-19. So, Joe here has to pay more if he wants to make these here hats. This over here is Larry, behind the factory. And Larry is an employee at this awkward-shaped hat factory. And Larry here was recently attacked by this pufferfish that was in the fabric for some reason. And Larry wants to get a raise because otherwise he says he's going to quit the factory. And Joe doesn't have many employees because of the COVID-19 thing. So Joe has to pay a lot more for the materials the resources needed to make his hats, and he also has to pay more for his employees. So, the reason this is a problem is because, as stated earlier, taxes are raised and currency's value is depleted. So rich people are getting richer and poor people are getting poorer. This is a graph that visualizes what demand pull inflation does, and as you can see, the red lines are aggregate demand, which is essentially just demand, and the blue line is aggregate supply, essentially supply. So, and as you can see, while demand is going up to down, supply is going down to up. The main method that's being used is what's called a contractionary monetary policy. This policy's goal is to reduce the money supply by decreasing bond prices and increasing interest rates. So, you may be asking, what's my solution? I've given a bunch of information and background knowledge to this source, so I must have some sort of groundbreaking solution to this, right? Well, I'm a middle schooler, and I can't necessarily give much of a solution, although I can acknowledge some organizations and methods that are being done to stop this. One such method is the one mentioned before, contractionary monetary policy. One organization that's doing something about this is PBS, who's given jobs to 6 million Americans and reduced unemployment by 25%. I will leave the link to their website in the description, and you guys can check them out. If you like to support the cause, you can also donate however much you'd like, because then again, every penny helps. Alright, so anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned a little bit about the problem of economy inflation and some ways it's being halted. Have a good day.